Dear attendees and organizers of TAUP 2021, I am honored to have the possibility to present Callio Lab, the deep underground research center in Finland, in Europe, to you. My name is Joutsenvaara, and I am the research coordinator at Callio Lab. Callio Lab is a multi- and transdisciplinary underground research environment operating at the Pyhäsalmi mine. In the early stages of the scientific activities at the mine, the focus was on underground physics. The extensive background work and understanding of the underground infrastructure, including the geology, has made it possible to widen the activity spectrum beyond physics. Callio Lab was launched in 2015 to bring scientists and research fields together to benefit from the well-understood underground infrastructure. Currently, there are 6 underground halls at various depths converted to reuse facilities. Labs 1 and 5 are currently used by physics experiments for Nemesis and for carbon-14 experiments, respectively. Most recently, the Lab 6 was finished at a depth of 400 meters, where a whole former main level was converted into an occupational safety training center. Around the globe, there are many examples and proposals to establish an underground physics laboratory into a former underground mine. The field does need new, easily accessible facilities, favorably within the same continent than the users would be. In the case of Callio Lab, the initiative has originated from the socio-economic point of view, as the mining was expected to end already at the end of 1990s. To mitigate the effects of then blooming mine closure, ideas of how the mine site could be used for science were put forward, leading eventually to the conclusion that Pyhäsalmi site is the best location in Europe to host next generation particle detectors, and it probably still is. And as the managers of underground laboratories know, there are 6-figure or higher operational costs at hand. In the case of a mine infrastructure, the goal is to have a wide spectrum of users ranging from industrial and business to scientific users. Callio Mine for Business has 2 main projects, one being an underground pumped hydro storage and the other one being an underground data center for sensitive data. Both of these are at such a scale that they alone could cover the annual upkeep costs of the mine. The mining company, the Pyhäsalmi Mine, owns the land and the infrastructure. The Callio Mine for Business is a private company owned by the Pyhärvi town, and it is the facility and service provider for all the users. They coordinate the business and industrial cases. Science and science-related activities are coordinated by the Callio Lab. The coordination is executed through the University of Oulu and more specifically Kerttu Saalasti Institute. Although all 3 partners are working towards the same goal, we all are independent operators. And yes, Callio Lab is one of the clients of Callio. The range of activities and the recognition of Callio Lab has expanded during the past years. Highlights are the access to both European and Finnish research infrastructure roadmaps in 2020. This was made possible by Callio Lab being part of the EPOS research infrastructure network. Callio Lab has been recognized as a strategic research infrastructure for the University of Oulu, and it is a wanted partner in international projects. A Horizon 2020 project called GoldenEye and a Interreg spin-off project called Nemesis, to mention a few of the ongoing activities. Currently, we are developing the site to meet the demands for remote sensing and Earth observation projects. Second interesting project initiative is the Space Lab, with the goal to be an analog test site for crewed space missions. And lastly, we are still probably the best place in Europe for underground physics experiments. As member of the Dulia network and founding member of European Underground Laboratories Association, we are also working together with other laboratories in joint initiatives, developing services and sharing the best practices. From the Callio Lab infrastructure, I would like to highlight a few points. The safety, the accessibility, the connectivity, and the extensive geoscientific datasets, including 3D point clouds. Safety is the key of every operation, whether underground, on the surface, or in the laboratory. Safety protocols, pre-planning of activities, documentation, and training of personnel are the key to safe operations. And this is something which we take seriously at Callio Lab. The mine has vertical overburden, and through the incline, a container up to 20 feet long and up to 3.5 meters wide can be taken down with a truck. Through the elevator, packages up to 4.5 cubic meters can be taken to the main level just in 2.5 minutes. For the truck, it takes 30 minutes, and the distance from the surface to the main level is 1.4 kilometers, vertical distance. Through the incline, it's roughly 11 kilometers. Working underground can be cruel if your internet is also lacking. In case of Callio Lab, there is 1 gigabit or even higher connections available on all labs and at the operational mining levels. Wireless network is also accessible at the labs and at the main level of the mine. If wanting to operate remotely, VPN access is also possible to this underground network. When planning of new activities, especially if a new cavern is needed, the geological datasets are worth of gold. From the main level of the mine and all the labs, they actually are all these facilities are laser scanned, and the 3D point clouds are available. And if looking at the geological datasets, these go way back to the beginning of the mine. Callio Lab steering group has increased in numbers during the past 2 years, but it has also increased in the fields and in the number of organizations it covers. So besides having researchers, head of institutes of University of Oulu, we have steering group members from Estonia, from Poland, from Russia, and all these expertise they have, they are guiding us to develop Callio Lab towards a much brighter future. Thank you for your interest. You are welcome to ask questions during the live session, or use the contact details presented here. Thank you and goodbye.